All praise to the Most High Yahweh. Shall bless you, brothers and sisters. That's I know some of y'all going through what you call it, Passover right now. All praise to you that's having the Passover. We'll be having ours starting next week. Some of y'all probably would be doing the same thing. So all praise to the Most High for that. Today's class we're gonna go into. Thou shalt have no other gods. And this is one of the main things that happened to Israel. One of the reasons we be in trouble right now. One of the reasons a lot of things we can't get out of because of the fact that no matter we got other gods. And we still serving them same gods to this day. Some of the same gods we still serving is the same gods that our forefathers still served back all the way back in ancient days. Ain't nothing changed, ain't nothing new under the sun, and this ain't no new either. And a lot of times we have people coming and scoffing at us and everything. That's because they serve other gods. And their mindset is still on other gods. And when we try to give them the God of this Bible, they reject it. And brother Jeroboam helped me out a little bit on this scripture right here. So we're going to go start out with Baruch, chapter 6, verse 7. And if y'all are using the phone, it is a chapter 6. That is called, what is that?
Jeremiah Epistles.
The Jeremiah Epistles. So if you're using your phone, it'll be in chapter 1 of Jeremiah Epistles when you use the Apocrypha. The Epistles of Jeremy, which is Jeremiah. Well, we're going to go, that'll be, to y'all, it'll be 1:70. To the ones who got the Apocrypha is going to be Baruch chapter 6, verse 70.
And I say that even because they was contemporaries of each other. Baruch was Jeremiah's scribe. So they walked in the same time period.
70. Well, just one people put the Apocrypha together, put it all together. Actually, this whole thing was one letter anyway. Letters anyway. Not one letter, but letters. So somebody has took the time to split that part when Jeremiah was speaking. Let's go. Let's get chapter 6, verse 7. Start at 7.
The book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 7. For as a scarecrow in a garden of cucumbers keepeth nothing.
That's it. It's saying, for as a scarecrow in the garden of cucumbers, which is a scarecrow sitting out there, you still have crows sitting right on the goddamn scarecrow. Because they gotten used to it. They don't scare them. They still put it out there. But go ahead.
So are their gods of wood.
So the gods of the gods of wood, the gods of the people when they got their cross, they nothing. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Everybody running around there, every rapper boy, them must talk about all the worst stuff and then got my Jesus piece on my neck. To thinking that they're gonna get into heaven because they running around with a Jesus piece, which means absolutely nothing, just like they lyrics mean absolutely nothing. But get our people into sin, that's all it is. Go ahead.
And laid over with silver and gold.
And they, you know how they deck them out, especially the rappers and stuff, then the ball players, they got to have the biggest and baddest one. I got all these diamonds in mine. So, but I can promise you, when you hit that grave, ain't none of them diamonds going with you.
Right.
Go ahead.
And likewise, their gods of wood, and white horn in an orchard that every bird sitteth upon, as also to a dead body.
That's like an orchid where they have his little thorns on it. Birds still land on it. And then I don't let the next bird come over. And y'all see them birds do this where they go to the next one, scoot him down and make room for another one to sit on the thorn. The thorn is there. It ain't doing nothing. It's not there. A thorn is normally there to protect the plant. Keep other things off. But on that kind of plan, they just, I'm gonna chill right here. Meaning they do nothing for them. Just like the scarecrow don't do nothing to the crows, they up in there chilling. Wait till the goddamn first piece of corn pop up. Bam! They on it. That's right. And what's so bad about it, leave right off the shoulder of the goddamn scarecrow. Go ahead.
As also to a dead body that is cast into the dark. And ye shall know them to be no gods by the bright purple that rideth upon them.
Yeah, and all them that you calling gods, you gonna know they ain't no God because they're gonna be dead. Rotten, turning purple. What happens when you die? You turn purple. You start purpling out and phasing into different colors. That's why the so-called white man, y'all ever know that? That's why the so-called white man has to get buried You know, black people, boy, we be sitting in like what's his name, James Brown. Well, they had everybody in the house for 6 months, dang. 6 months. He ain't come back in there. He's still the same looking person. But a white man, y'all notice if they die tomorrow, they gotta be buried in a few days.
Yep, because they come back, they gonna start
getting dark, and they don't want to be at that funeral like that. So they go ahead and bury them ASAP. I remember when this white dude down, he was like, yeah, we got the funeral in 2 days. 2 days, he just died. I was like, God dang, what y'all doing to the body? You know, I mean, the autopsy must be good. Yeah, look like sorrowful. Yeah, mark that down here. And put him to the side, put him in the box, man. Let's get him out the way. Because they don't want to have the funeral he gonna be next week. Shoot, that mother gonna be looking like, is that your daddy? Or is that your slave? They don't know. That's what this time. Go ahead.
They themselves afterward shall be eaten and shall be a reproach in the country.
That's what them other guys gonna do. Because we got guys that men, money, oil, drugs, all this stuff, spoil, and then they become the God. They become the gods of our people. We love like right now. You can go in tomorrow. They're gonna be worshiping their God right there on Keats Boulevard, right there at T.D. Snake's church right down the street. They gonna be worshiping their God.
Also, you got to look at it like this too. If you put anything before God, that's your God. Like a lot of people can't come to the truth because they don't want to stop smoking weed. A lot of people can't come to the truth because they can't stop smoking cigarettes. Those things have became your God. So anything, even with it can even be with your mother or father, or even be with your wife or children. If you put them before God, that becomes your God. So the thing is, people don't realize, they're like, I'll bring it out. These rappers, look at, they lay all their stuff with gold and silver. Guess what? They ain't trying to do God's will. To them, they diamonds and gold is everything.
It's all they popularity, fame. Facebook is people gods. YouTube is people gods. There's a lot of stuff right now. The malls are people gods. So we just got a whole lot of crazy stuff that's people gods right now. And I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie. It's called American Gods. I don't know if anybody been seeing it. It comes on just started the little series, and I was looking at that American Gods, and it's the old gods having a war with the new gods. And the old gods are someone we're gonna get into today. Dagon and all those the old gods, Easter, which is still about, they even make fun of Easter. Boy, if y'all ever seen that, that's a great thing to find out the history of Easter. Because they got the God on there who's Easter, who we actually worship. They even explain it through the whole thing on the movie. But it shows the new gods, you know, the old gods, what's that lady name? Athena, they got her, they got all of, you know, the ones, the ancient gods. But the new gods, some of the old gods are dying out. And then one of the new gods did one thing that blew my mind. It told the old god she was a fertility god, so she was you know, she seduced people having sex and take them into her vagina, whatever she did. And then, but she was dying out. She was a bum on the street. And the new God came to her and said, I can get you back where you was as a God, and they'll worship you. And he gave her a cell phone. And he said, see, all you got to do, the name of the game is get as many likes as you possibly can and get as many followers, and you'll be back. And at that point is when I kind of got the movie, what was going on. Because now I see what it was talking about. The old God that we used to worship, and now you got the new gods, which is what? Facebook. Likes. People just post for likes. And people in Israel do that. Go on now. I told the girl, she just post something, and I'm like, why don't you just get to the point of what you're saying? But she'll put it out there. I'm trying to make them think. No, you're not making them think. You're making them argue. And that's what they're doing. Because argue bring a lot of conversation to your page.
That's right.
A lot of likes, dislikes, happy faces, sad faces. You get a stack of that on your page. And people be acting like, they'll try to act like I'm putting out this message. No, you're not. You worshiping your God.
And see, the thing is, just like having an idol God, see, the thing is, people, like I could bring it out. Just like he said, like I said, like on that movie, when he gave the cell phone to give them to show him a different God because they one God that he had. Guess what? Their first God wasn't doing enough for him. And then once he seen that they God, man, that ain't no God. He finally realized this ain't no God. Guess what? You got to replace it with something else. So what they replaced it with was with their cell phone.
The new God.
Yeah, this the new God. And they like, dang, I kind of like this now. So now they spirit bearing witness with this new God. So now, oh yeah, this is the right God. Now I got the right one now. No, you still don't have the right
and
one.
then not only that, though, that new God wakes up the old gods also.
That's right.
So now you can go, I can look up all these, see, this is what we used to worship. I'm gonna go back to worshiping that. Saying these are gods that we don't even think nothing about. We just take fun and games. And everything is always just stuff we look around, we don't pay attention to, and we don't consider them gods because it's an everyday thing. We have gotten used to America's system. America itself is a god. The system of America is a god. And we got to understand these things. These are gods that we got to think about. And we'll see what God think about them. But I can tell you one thing, he ain't pleased with us. And he ain't pleased with us having these other gods. Because we'll get to it. We'll let the Bible speak and see what God think about these other things that we call gods. Or we didn't know that was gods. Let's go to Exodus. No, just go ahead and finish that out. 73. You can finish that. You go and do 73.
The book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 73. Better, therefore, is the just man that had none idols, for he shall be far from reproach.
He said, better is he that don't have none of that. Because he gonna be far from when God come and take his revenge, then to reprove everybody on these things. Because we got in trouble from Jump Street. Because when Joseph had to go in the land, Joshua had to go into take the land from Canaanites. He told them from the jump, get all those people out of there. Get all those people, get rid of all of them. Did any of our people do it? They didn't. You know why they did? I mean, you know why he was telling them to get them out of there? Because they're going to wind up doing what the other people do. They're going to wind up following their gods. He was separating them, man. I want y'all to be totally separated. And this is what happens when we get with other nations about anything. We always start to take on their culture. Instead of, we supposed to be the light of the world, but instead the light keep walking into the dark. It's the dark that don't comprehend the light. For some odd reason, we trying to comprehend the dark.
Yeah, we was trained like that from the beginning, of taking the philosophies of the other nation, even with our foremother Eve, when she took on the customs of that. And that same tradition has been a trickle down effect in Israel since to this day. It's going to have to be corrected. So I'll bring it out a pretty heavy class.
Let's go to Exodus 34, verse 10.
The book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 10. And he said, behold, I make a covenant before all thy people. I will do marvels, such as have not been done in all the earth.
He said, with your people, with these people, I'm gonna make a covenant with them, and I'm gonna do stuff that ain't nobody seen. Ain't nobody seen. That's how special we are. He finna show the world he God, but he finna use the Israelites to do this thing. Go ahead.
Nor in any nation, and all the people among which thou art shall see the work of the Lord.
And that's how they're gonna see it. They're gonna see us going through captivities, coming out of captivities, going through turmoil, coming out of turmoil, not having enough to eat, to having too much to eat, not having nothing at all, to having everything. He said, I'm gonna show the world who I am, but I'm gonna use y'all. But we got to get back in line with the Most High to be used, to be used that to show the world who he is. Go ahead.
For it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee.
He said, it is a terrible thing. That's not good. He said so it's gonna be some bad stuff we gotta go through. We going through one right now.
And there's gonna be some bad stuff. We're gonna leash out to the other nations too. So the thing is, it goes just double, it's two-edged sword.
It goes both ways, yeah. He gonna use us, gonna go through some terrible things in order to get his thing. That's like when Pharaoh, remember Pharaoh was hard as heart? He, Pharaoh's like, first player came, Pharaoh like, man, let them Negroes go. God dang it, man, go, get out of here. And then he changed his mind. God hard his heart. Why? No, I can't show you who I really am. If you let them go like that, they're gonna be thinking you the one that did it. I'm gonna make you stubborn as hell. I'm gonna make you where you ain't going. And he had his whole cabinet in there talking about Pharaoh, man. Let the people go, man. God dang, you see them, man? It's blood in the water, man. Ain't nothing to drink. Pharaoh, you see all he got done flies everywhere, man? Flies ate my cow this morning. He looking at him, he does like, man, hey, man, let him go. Most High hard in his heart. No, He want everybody to see that. But they don't know he hard in his heart. He just looked like the stubborn old man he was once before.
Because what the Most High was doing too, even in that, guess what? He was killing off all those old gods.
Exactly.
Each one of those plagues was a different type of god that the Most High was killing off to get our people out of that nonsense, letting them know that those was not real gods, man.
Better bring out those gods.
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Yeah, because it's the gods that he was destroying. There was 7 plagues, it was 7 gods that they was going by. And I'm gonna bring out some Egyptian gods. We're gonna get to some of them later on, but he know the gods that the plagues that came in there. So whenever you get that, let me know. So we'll come back.
Go to Exodus. I got it.
Okay.
Exodus chapter 7 and verse. We'll start at verse 17. Because this is one of the first gods that they had. This god was called Tobit, and he was the river god. That's what the Egyptian have with the crocodile head with the body of a man.
The book of Exodus chapter 7, verse 17. Thus said the Lord, in this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in mine hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned into blood.
And because the Most High was letting them know, because they always prayed to the river that it would bring forth abundance. But the Most High letting you know, I do those things. Read on now.
And the fish that is in the river shall die.
Shall what?
Shall die. And the river shall stink. And the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river.
Because the Most High plagued that river, they couldn't even drink. And all the Pharaoh's magicians was praying to him, trying to get these things to come back, but the Most High wasn't letting it come to pass, man. He was showing that he is the true power. We'll jump down to chapter 8. We'll go through this real quick, then I'll get back to Captain Maccabee. Chapter 8 and verse 3.
Exodus chapter 8, verse 3. And the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into thine house, and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed.
Now, this second plague it's called Hequet, and it's the god of frogs. So the Most High said, y'all want to worship frogs? I'm going to put them throughout all y'all habitations. Read on up.
And into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thine ovens, and into thy kneading trough. And the frogs shall come up both on thee, and upon thy people, and upon all thy servants.
And upon all thy what?
And upon all thy servants.
Read verse 5.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying to Aaron, stretch forth thine hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt.
That was the second one. Now we're going to go to the third and fourth plagues, which is called Kepri. Read that out. And this is the god of the flies. Y'all see that movie, Lord of the Flies, man? That's where they get this stuff from.
Exactly.
Read that right quick. Did I give you chapter 8 and verse 15?
Exodus chapter 8, verse 15. But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart.
He did what?
He hardened his heart.
That was of the Most High. Read on.
And hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said. And the Lord said unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch out thy rod, and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt.
That it might become what?
Lice throughout all the land of Egypt.
Now we know Esau now, they had that problem still today, man. We're having Lysol in their hair. All those different type of bugs, those flies, man, those things can be a hazardous in your way, man. Like I said, just think about when you all at a barbecue, you swatting flies. Now just imagine millions upon millions of flies, man. Read on up.
And they did so, for Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and smote the dust of the earth. And it became lice in man.
In what?
In man.
Read on, huh?
And in beast.
Not only was it flies in man, but it was lice also in their beast. So they couldn't even eat the beast, really, basically. Read on up.
All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt.
Read verse 18.
And the magician did so with their enchantments.
So that read that again up.
And the magician did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice.
So guess what? Magic, to an extent, is real. He is saying that the Egyptians used enchantments. That's going into witchcraft. They could bring on the plagues, but let's read the second part. Read on up.
But they could not.
But they could not what?
But they could not.
But they could not. Read on up.
So there were lice upon man and upon beasts.
Read on up.
Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of God.
This is the what?
This is the finger of God.
Because when the Most High was making all this happen, the magicians couldn't do nothing about it. They knew where the power would lie. Jump down to chapter 9. This is the 5th plague.
And he was also destroying the sorcery and the magicians that Pharaoh had around him. Because a lot of the people were scared of Pharaoh because he had sorcerers around him and magicians around him that did marvels in front of them. So they was like, that gave the fear that he was a god also, because I got people that do these things for me.
Exactly.
And also what y'all don't part I don't want people to miss is that guess what? Those people that was doing that sorcery, those that had the witchcraft going, guess what? They knew it was a real God too.
Exactly.
They knew that.
They knew.
And it was some fun about it. At first, they thought they was powerful over then they realized because they thought the Israel Moses was using magic. This ain't nothing but a magic trick. I got something better than that. Oh, hold on, man, that ain't nothing. And then Moses came with some real power. The Most High came with some real power through Moses, and all of a sudden they was like, "Hey, Pharaoh, this man ain't playing with the magic.
Exactly.
This ain't magic. He got
this is
power
power.
of the Most High God. That's something we don't know. I don't know that trick. You know what I'm saying? We can't perform that one. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he like. They magicians like to shoot. They scared. Imagine if you relied on these magicians and sorcerers, and then all of a sudden you look at them and they looking at you like, I can't do nothing about it. Now that gonna put fear in you also.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Read verse Exodus 8 and 22 right quick.
Exodus chapter 8, verse 22.
Because those things was touching the land of Egypt, but let's see if it touched the Israelites. Read on.
And I will sever in that day the land of Goshen.
So he cut the land of Goshen off. Sever means to separate. Read on.
In which my people dwell.
Because the Israelites dwelled in Goshen. Read on out.
That no swarms of flies shall be there.
That no what?
That no swarms of flies shall be there.
Because they was touching all of Egypt, but they didn't touch the land of Goshen where the Israelites dwell. So that's true power. Because a lot of times when people bring on plagues, you can't determine where it's going to go because it'll spread uncontrollably. But the power of the Most High, he can do that.
And let me show you, he was also working that back at the time when Joseph was coming in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when he told Joseph, had to tell him, hey, see, because the Egyptians don't like farmers. People who handle animals. That was one of that was something that was looked upon as
beneath them. And
they didn't want to be around them. That's what they did. So what they would do. So Joseph said, look, when the king asked you what you do, someone was handcraft, someone was iron workers and everything, but they tell them you raise animals. So that's what they were going all up to. What you do? You raise that? Oh, you can't live here.
And see,
Joseph's go ahead.
No, and see, I'm gonna touch on something right quick. The movie Coming to America. That was a shot to us in that movie too. They asked the prince, king was a king, prince a king. They said, "What's your job?" What did he say?
I'm a goat herder.
I'm a goat herder. That's the same thing. Yeah. I'll bring it out, man. That's the same thing.
Try to get some people to leave me.
Yes.
I'm just a normal person. I mean, try to get away from here who he really was, the riches of who he really was. And that's the same thing he was doing. Because you remember Joseph was living in Egypt. He was like, man, I don't like people, because he looking at all these other gods. they live here, they're gonna be worshiping all this. I ain't gonna never get my people out of here. Because so he was like, man, and he's like, well, you know what? Since they can't live here, we all live in Goshen. So that's where all the Israelites live. And when all this stuff is going on, you got to think about it. They see the swarms of locusts and flies coming in. But then imagine, you think you finna get ate up, and then all of a sudden they go right around your city and hitting everybody else. But if you watch these old Edomite movies, they got everybody getting attacked by the flies, the Israelites and everybody, and that didn't happen because they try to keep that out, see, because they trying to make it's an everybody problem. No. It's a y'all problem against the Israelite problem.
Exactly. Let's jump down to this fifth plague, which is called cow idol. A lot of times when people in Egyptology, they have those cows. Those people worship those things, man. You know, read that right quick. Chapter 9 and verse, you start at 1.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 1. Then the Lord said unto Moses, go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, thus said the Lord God of the Hebrews.
Of the who?
Of the Hebrews.
Of everybody.
Of the Hebrews.
Read on,
let my people go, that they may serve me. For if thou refuse to let them go and would hold them still,
read on.
Behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle.
Is upon thy what?
Is the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle.
Because they was worshiping that cow because it brought forth them meat. Not knowing that the Most High does all these things, not some cow that can't talk or not even a human, man. That makes no damn sense, man. Read on,
which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be a very grievous murrain.
A very grievous debt, because he was going to kill them all off.
Let me say something, because you had hit on that Hebrew back there. And then when people be talking about it was some people, you know, some strangers that left with us out of Hebrew. Before, when Joseph was there, we was free men until the next king came in. So we had servants at that time. So the thing is, when we left out of Egypt, we still had those servants that was with us. Even though they was of other nations, they still was our servants. And they came back to only reason they stopped being our servants because of the Egyptian Pharaoh. Other than that, they were still loyal to us as who they were. The only reason they got separated from us because the Pharaoh said, we're going to make them the slaves. Because we weren't slaves at first. So when people read this about people coming out with us, they were slaves to us at the time even when we came out of Egypt. Y'all get that? So when y'all hear that, see, it was other people. No. They were still our servants. Just like when you go to Isaiah 14:1, they're gonna be our servants again. That's what everybody was for at the time. The only reason we went into servitude, because we went in these other guys. We went after these other guys. Go ahead.
Read verse 4.
Verse 4. And the Lord shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt.
So the Most High separated those cattle between the Israelites and the Egyptians. Read on.
And there shall nothing die of all that is the children of Israel.
Most High was killing off all the Egyptians' cattle, but he saved all the Israelites' cattle, man. Let's get this, what is that? This sixth God. Jump down to verse 10. This one is going into Katesh, or the god of ashes and boils, or plagues, so to speak. And this is supposed to be the god of healing. Read that out.
Exodus 9 and 10. And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh. And Moses sprinkled it up toward heaven. And it became a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beasts.
Now, I don't know if anybody ever had a boil, man, but I'm pretty sure it could be very damn irritating, man. Now, just imagine those boils all over your body, man. And the magicians or the doctors that they had in their time couldn't do nothing to heal them, man. So this is a serious. The plagues is getting heightened and heightened each time.
Because one boil on your butt had to sit crooked. You know what I'm saying? You ain't like sitting all day. Be like, what wrong, man? I got a boil on your shoe. You just can't wait for the bus. Imagine that one boil, how that bothered just one, and that's all over your body. Ain't nobody there to pop none of them. So, man,
and we finna read verse 11.
And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils.
Man, they couldn't even go up against Moses because the boils are so irritating, man. So boils is nothing to play with, man.
And guess what? Anybody ever had a boil, guess what? When you ask, what's wrong with you? They don't lie or nothing. Oh, I got a bull. There's no lie. They come straight out.
That's how painful it is. It make you tell it's like Wonder Woman last song, boy. It make you tell the truth like a song. What is that? Boy, man, God dang. I ain't even gonna pretend, man. You know what it is. Go ahead.
Read verse 11 again.
And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boil. For the boil was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians.
Now let's jump down to this last plague. Jump down to verse 21, which is Nut, or the sky god. This is the last plague that the Most High was sent upon them.
The book of Exodus chapter 9, verse 21. And he that regarded not the word of the Lord left his servants and his cattle in the field. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch forth thine hand toward heaven, that there may be hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast and upon every herb of the field, throughout the land of Egypt.
Throughout what?
Throughout the land of Egypt.
So the Most High was just send hail and fire and brimstone to kill all off their plants, their animals, and a lot of people too. Read on up.
And Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail, and the fire ran along upon the ground. And the Lord rained hail upon the land of Egypt.
Read on up.
So there was hail and fire mingled with the hail.
Mingled with the what?
Mingled with the hail.
Now you can't. That's something you can't even imagine. It's like a meteorite hitting the earth and all the stuff popping back up. Big balls of fire, rocks hitting down on you, man. Read on up.
Very grievous, such as there was none like it in all the land of Egypt, since it became a nation.
Since it became a what?
Since it became a nation.
Or a superpower on the earth. Read on up.
And the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail smote every herb of the field and break every tree of the field.
Read this last point.
Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were there no hail.
Where it was no hail, because the Most High was saving us from that.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. He's hitting on this all in God that there was what's name. And the main God that was over there was Amun-Ra. Yeah. And Amun-Ra was, this right here, Amun-Ra was over the weather. He would cause storms. He was a dysfunctional, always mad and angry. And that's why he waited to this last one. I'm going to kill your main God. I'm going to say the best for last. Because, and then not only that, and I'm going to show you something else too. You notice all these other gods, what they had behind them, magicians. And then he done hit them with y'all main God, guess what? If he reigned in hell, he reigned in fire hell. But it ain't hitting the children of Israel. But why is it hitting us? You are God. They don't even worship you.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something to give you a little meat to choke on a little bit. When we come up out of captivity, what's gonna happen? Is it fire gonna deliver us too, huh?
Yeah.
7 plagues. Y'all get your mind right, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
All right, we can go back 34:17. 34 was there.
And that's not in Shalak. And that's
34:14.
Yeah. And that's not taken away. That's not taken away from what the power of the Most High did, or what Moses went through Moses. That's just saying, giving a similitude to this.
All praises, man. I'm see that's the kind of brothers I got, man. I'm trying to tell you, boy. Talking about they don't know, man. Y'all crazy songs. Well, they gonna come out with flow. They bring it. All praises for these brothers too, man. Go ahead. 34 and 11.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 11. Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusites. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
Hold on. It said, take heed wherever you go. It says, wherever you go, even in America. Take heed, man. Because, man, look, man, don't be following any other gods. It ain't going to be nothing but a snare to cut you off from me, to cut you off from the Most High. And that's what America loves. These people, they studied this Bible probably more than the half of us. We just woke up. I'm talking about they done dissected trying to figure it out. There's a lot of codes they don't understand, but there's some stuff they understand. And they going, hold on. If we can get them to start doing some of our custom, they won't go back to their God. They got think tanks that think 24/7. the smartest people coming out of Harvard, Yale, and MIT, and all these other colleges. And they sit there and they got a whole group of them that they paid lots of money to sit and think of ways and try to break down these Bibles, try to break down this code to stop us from going back to our Most High God, because they know once that happens, their reign is over. They are serious. So we better get serious with our God, because they ain't so serious to go against him and his people. So if we don't get serious, you just gonna be cut off and killed in this, and like a snare, caught in the snare. And that's what they about. Snare and snare. That's what they about. Why do you think crack got in our neighborhood?
Right.
In Chicago today. We're like, where are all them guns? Man, them people are dropping guns off over there. Crates of them. I'm listening to Gates telling you. How you get all them guns? Man, they had some guns that when that dude tried to go get some bullets, you can't go in Chicago, you can't go buy bullets in Chicago. You got to leave out of Chicago. The dudes were leaving to go in other towns to buy bullets, and the people was like, oh, what the heck kind of gun is that? These are dudes who, you know, Esau, goddamn, he know everything about a gun. And you bring something he ain't seen, brother, you get some serious artillery. And you know, black folk, we ain't making nothing that can blow up on us. So we badly want to turn on the gas oven, goddamn, when the pilot done went out.
Really, we want to pump some gas in your car.
We be saying, little Joe, take this match, go up on there, you like that, you know, just in case, you know, I don't want to blow up. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. So the guns ain't coming from us. They giving them people that a snare. And then we get that gun becomes our God. Boy, a lot of guns are gods around here. Go ahead, because boy, you know cats, boy, get a gun, boy, they act totally different. Yeah, I done seen them, boy, I got a gun, they all up in the Negro face. What's up? Huh? Man, you take that gun out of here, boy, that Negro be passed right. You want a cup of water? You know what I'm saying?
Pull all the pride up out of
it. Yeah, just nice as all that though. But get that gun Friday night, you can't tell him nothing. Some of them get so riled up when he got the gun and accidentally shot himself. Yeah, you was hard. Yeah, every time you got that gun, you hard. Let's say God.
Yeah. Or like I can always say, you know, catfish spots on every corner. You know what I'm saying? Pork in everything that we eat.
Yes,
you know
snare.
They reading it. They know what they doing.
Snare.
We got to get on our game now. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think they putting pork in everything? You can easily go get some beef broth. There's a whole lot of cows out there. Nah, we're going to make pork.
How
are we going to make candy? You can make candy out of a whole lot of stuff. We're going to put pork in it.
It's crazy. And you can't even buy, man, just even like the beef hot dog. If you better look at the package warning, because it say pork casings on it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Man, what they say yesterday, we was at the store. We was just up there and they said beef something. It said beef flavored. I said, what the hell is beef flavored? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, okay, so what is it that's beef flavored if it ain't beef?
Right.
So I look on the back of the package, parts of beef, pork. They just got pork flavored with beef. But then you go into the store, you see beef flavor. Yeah, but you got it. Just like he said, you got to watch the casing. Beef sauces. Get that song done. Yeah, boy, these all beef. Look at the bottom. I remember he caught me at the time. I remember I was at the cash register. Hey, hold on, look at that. They had whole boxes of them. Dang, pork casing. I left all that on the counter. You can keep that. I didn't know that. But it said beef everything on there. But they know this.
That's right. And see, the thing is, just like us being in Israel, we'll go into a store and it'll take us 30 minutes to go in the store because we're going to read every single little thing we pick up.
Right.
We're going to, everything. If it say beef, guess what? You better pick it up and read it. Because guess what? 9 times out of 10, they're going to slip that P word in you right there from the top.
Pork enzyme, pork, like you say, pork casing. Don't look for all that, man.
Sure, I didn't know I needed a reading glass until I became an Israelite. I went to the grocery store and tried to read what's on the bottom of that thing. I was like,
can't even see.
I need some glass. That one I found out because I realized I can't see that little stuff no more. But like he said, You got to be careful. You got to read it all, man. Because they say the snares everywhere we go. It's a snare around each and every corner, man. Don't even when you at your job. I promise you, you come, especially when you got them friends on. That's when the dude gonna come to you and say something to get you out of the spirit, to get you talking about something, so they can run. And then what's so bad about it? It won't be the Edomites. Don't think it's always the Edomites. They'll use our own people.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Because I'm going to show you something else. We're going to get in the class. I want to talk to you about that because the tribe of Dan is going to be snares under us too. And that's something new. It's a whole new subject, but watch who you're talking. Just like I said, watch for the snare. Go ahead,
Exodus chapter 34, verse 13. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves.
Man, get rid of all of it. All of it. So the big mama claiming she is Israelite, go in there and just start throwing it out. You'll see if she is Israelite or not. You start throwing all them old idols out of her house. But hold on, I want to keep. I thought you said you're Israelite. I can show you where you got to throw this away too, Grandma. Go ahead.
For thou shalt worship no other God. For the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God.
Go ahead, read that again.
For thou shalt worship no other God. For the Lord, whose name is jealous.
Is one of his names of him is jealous.
Take it how you want to.
Imagine it like women. If you got a jealous Negro, you know, you got some problems on your hand. You know what I'm saying? Right. That nigga looked at, what? Yeah, man, he ready to fight on everything, man. God dang, Nick can't even, I mean, you can't even open the door for the woman. Man, I don't need you to open, you let him open the door for, boy.
Don't look at my wife, fringes.
All that. Man, you better close your eyes when you come to my house. That's jealousy, man. But I'm telling you, God is saying, I'm like that. He tell us don't even be jealous like that sometimes. You know, when we got a wife, he got times when we do be jealous. Because how you protect your wife sometimes. But at the same time, he said, I'm like that. I'm like that. You go, I'm sued. You going to mess around on me? Some people just in the regular world do that same thing, go killing people. She messed around. And the women, boy, they want to sue. He cut his meat off. He messed around. Or he thought he was going to mess around. I cut off so he won't mess around. Ain't none of us getting on. You know, I'm like, God dang it, boy. God. That's jealousy. This is how God is about that. It's a serious thing. Ain't no, he said my name jealous. Man, if you ever met somebody, man, go to the club, woman, and ask them, hey, how you doing, son and son? What's your name? Oh, my name Tamika. What's your name? Jealous. You gonna get the hell up, man. God dang, I don't want to be with him. I don't want to be with him. That mother say he jealous. That mean I ain't gonna be able to say nothing to nobody. See you later. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Whose name is jealous is a jealous God.
And his name is jealous, so he is what his name say he is. Yeah, his name jealous. Don't be talking. Yeah, my mama just named me that. You know, she was just tripping. No, your mama named you that because nigga, that's what you are. Jealous. And he's saying that same thing. The one who named his name is jealous, and he is a jealous guy.
Read that again.
For thou shalt worship no other God. For the Lord, whose name is jealous.
I am who?
Whose name is jealous is a jealous God.
He said, I am what I am, man. He tell you off the top. I am what I am. I'm jealous. I don't want you to have nothing else. It's just all me.
Yeah.
Anything else, I got a problem with. That's what he said.
I changed not. Man, I done this from the beginning. At one time, I ain't had none of y'all around here. Now I gave y'all life, I gave y'all planning, gave y'all, and so yeah, imagine you went to work, your wife ain't never worked, and then all of a sudden you go and do everything. You sit up here and you paying all the bills, you doing all this, you got her decked out and everything, and you know what I'm saying, you got a brand new car, you know, got everything she needs. Then all of a sudden she mess around. Negro, y'all gonna be some, boy, y'all ain't even had a kid, and I bet y'all can feel that. Y'all young, and I bet you can be like that. And women, think about it. If you doing everything, this Negro at the house watching ESPN, paying PlayStation, and you doing everything, you know, you got the house and he ain't did nothing. Then you come home and there's a woman in the house. You probably shut the door, lock the crib up, and set it on fire. I wouldn't even be mad at you. Yeah. I'd probably come over there with the gasoline. Here, you like that nigga up. So, because man, you be like, you do that. This is what God done for us. Everything. And then here we come home. He come back and look at us, and we over here with hey man, got what's name? Got his arm. He rubbing our hair. Got the almond rock rubbing out through our head and everything. Hey baby. And we up there just loving it. Got our feet up. And what you think God gonna say? You think he finna be happy? And his name is jealous too?
No, baby got me the J. Mm-hmm. My mama bought me a car. Brother bought me a PlayStation. They ain't do none of that. It's on the cool. We gotta understand that they ain't do none of that.
None of that.
For the Lord who gave them the ability to go get it or do it for you. You know what I'm saying? But that's just something small that we don't even look at. Mm-hmm. We give credit to those, you know what I'm saying, of people, you know what I'm saying, and not who really made the way for us to be able to get these things, you know what I'm saying.
And just like the Most High did, y'all keep thinking that they doing that for you like that, and they like your little God. God will take them out, just like he did them plagues, them other gods of Pharaoh. He'll take them out. He'd be like, damn, my mama just wound up dying. She was healthy? Shoot. Most I said, I'm jealous. You know what I'm saying? You work some TV. Watch. That's why you see what his name? Eddie Long. He was a God to all them other people. So I said, I'll take him too. Now who you gonna worship? Mm-hmm. Now who you finna worship? I'm a jealous God. I don't play that. It's like that what? Home of the Clown? Mm-hmm. I don't play that. Home don't play that. The Most High don't play that, man. When he hit you with that sock, that sock got more than this stuffing in it. And you're gonna right. That sock he hit you with, you might not even waking up.
And then the thing is, when he knock at that door, guess what? Undefeated. Mm-hmm. Undefeated. Anything in his way, undefeated. If he go after it, if your number get called up, guess what? Whatever he choose to do with you, that's what's gonna be.
That's right. Ain't nothing you can get up. Thinking you with somebody stronger than you. Yeah, I got a man bigger than you. Okay. Well, that knock at that door. Bet you ain't finna outdo that one.
And I got a man. I got a man bigger. He's 7 feet tall, 450 pounds. Okay, then I'm gonna bring this little boy over here. Hey, go kill him. That's how our God will go do. No, he don't. I go get this little bit. No. He's about 4 years old. Hey, grab a little pebble. No, not the big rock. That little bitty pebble right there. Go over there and knock his tail out. One lick. Back.
And that'll happen.
Forgot about David.
That's how David was with it.
That's all. Y'all forgot about David.
Let's go. Where you at?
Exodus 34:15. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a-whoring after their gods.
They go what?
A-whoring after their gods.
Y'all quit calling all the women whores because they running around after men. Y'all whore, we whores too. We just got through being whores before we got in the shoe. Some of them still whores after other gods, still chasing other gods, still chasing money, still chasing that chick around. That ain't in the truth. Still chasing that Negro around. That ain't in the truth. Still got other gods.
Still chasing that bag. That's what them young folks be like. They get that bag, but they don't even know what kind of bag. What kind of bag you getting?
Oh, it's a bag.
Small bag.
Oh, it's a bag.
Plastic bag.
It's a bag.
Garbage bag. What kind of bag y'all chasing, man?
And then they go grab a bag and go home, open it up, there's a bomb in there. Boom, man. God dang, yeah, man, you chasing bags.
That's right.
They come up with new names new name just to make it seem the same old game, new name, same game.
That's it, man.
You got this one out because what Ak is going into, that's spiritual fornication, like Brother was saying. Let's get that real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 11, right quick. Because spiritual fornication that's heavy, man. Because the Most High, we're married to the Most High.
Exactly.
So when we cheat on him, that's spiritual fornication, spiritual adultery, so to speak.
That's why he said you whore and you run around whoring.
Exactly. You know.
The first thing you do when you see you catch a girl cheating, she a hoe. You catch a nigga cheating, your man cheating, Salaki. He a hoe.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. So what makes you think God doing the same thing? I quit being a hoe.
Yeah. Read that right quick.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles,
of the who?
Of the Gentiles,
we don't know.
Shall there be a visitation?
Because even like with that John Cedric Borgia in Brazil, guess what? It's gonna be a visitation in the day when the Most High come back upon the Roman Catholic Church against that false image of Mother Mary. Read on, huh?
Because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination.
Those things are an abomination to the Most High God. Read on, huh?
And stumbling blocks to the souls of men.
And they stumbling blocks to the Israelites, man, to make us go out from outside the Most High. Read on up.
And they snare to the feet of the unwise.
And guess what? They are snares. They trap people in that thing. That's what a snare is. They look how many of our northern tribe people snared in that Mother Mary. I
was just about to bring that
Central Rosaire, man. They trapped in that thing, man, and they can't get out, man.
And a lot of people think that the image that they got of Christ, that's really not the image of Christ. That's really the image of Judas Iscariot, the one that gave Christ up. They think that image is the image of wealth. So a lot of times you looking at their image and you thinking that, nah, he got the northern tribe, like they got Jesus piece. No, that's not a Jesus piece. That's Judas Iscariot that they use.
And that's how it's a stumbling block to the Christian, because you're an African Christian. Is that our God? Well, it don't matter what it looks like. It don't matter.
Green, purple, yellow, red.
It don't matter.
And then you know what they say? You just worship it. Right. However it is, whatever you think. Right. See, that ain't what I think about it. But if I kick it out, if you don't think that, then why would you get mad when I'm doing something to it? That's like they'll be talking about, I don't think that's God. But then they mad because we got horns on this picture.
Exactly.
Well, if you don't think it's the Most High, if you don't think it's Yahweh, why you get mad?
And that lets you know that seeps into their subconscious. They try to fight it on the outside, but on the inside, it's hard to break that image. It's like what it says in 1 Corinthians, that image is scorched into their mind like a hot, seared into their mind like a hot iron. Read verse 12. This is the point right here.
Verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Read that again.
For the devising of idols.
So when the other nation made idols, when we made idols, because don't remember, Aaron made that golden calf when we first came out of Egypt. Then they were seeing all these miracles that the Most High had done, but when he made that, they fell right into it, right into another snare. Read on,
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
So that's the beginning of us going outside of the Most High God when they started creating all these idols. Read on up.
And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
And the invention of them, guess what, is the corruption of life, man. Because guess what? We don't get the kingdom if brothers and sisters are still dealing in idolatry. You know, so that's a heavy scripture. That whole chapter really
is. Man, that's one thing I can imagine. Now, I don't even think the Edomite was the first one to call us a nigga. I think the Most High was the first one to call us a nigga. I bet you when he came down there, I just brought y'all across this dang on sea. And he probably went down there, y'all got a calf. He said, Moses,
go get them niggas.
Man, them niggas is tripping. But what the heck? He said, but Moses, I thought they were Israelites. No, they niggas right now. They having a nigga moment.
And I can see Moses saying, man, the Most High finna kill y'all niggas, man.
What's a nigga? Y'all. Dang it, whatever y'all doing, that's what niggas do right there. But bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, the Most High is serious, man. When it comes to these idols, very serious, man. And I was looking through I found so much on it.
Yeah. I
couldn't even bring all of it out. But it was like around every corner because of these other gods. Everything was about these other gods. And like I said, boy, imagine, you don't want your wife cheating on you, you don't want to be cheated on. So the last thing you want, that's the Most High the same way. So, you know, now I'm gonna kill every damn body. So, that's exactly what he think he's gonna do. I'm gonna kill all of them.
I read 13 to 14, man. I'm with Solomon right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 13. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the
hold up. Go back to verse 13.
I know it, man. For neither were they from the beginning.
We never had that, man. From the beginning, man.
Neither shall they be forever.
There ain't nothing that claimed to be a God or anybody that try to worship outside of our God. Isn't that nothing lasts forever, man? That's why they keep switching God to God to God to God to God to God, trying to bring up another God.
But why did this happen? For by the vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
To an end. And a lot of times we get caught up because a lot of times we go with other gods because our God didn't give us the Cadillac that we asked for last week. And it's taking too long. What's so bad about it? The Most High is on his own time. You might get it just on his time. Oh, he ain't got to do that. God don't work. Well, you just seen it work last week. Now you're mad this week because it didn't happen this week. So now you're going to go to other gods.
I asked for a beamer and he gave me a station wagon. When you got 7 kids, well, you think that he gave you what you needed.
Yeah, you don't
not what you wanted.
And see, the thing is, also we got to look at, the thing is, we ask the Lord for different things. And then the thing is, then next thing you know, the Lord will try you. He'll put you through something. And then now all of a sudden, you was praying extra hard for this right here, and he didn't give it to you. Now he put you through something. Now you're like, Lord, now you forsake me. No, he just tried you just to see. Okay, then I'm gonna see how obedient you are. Now, since I seen it now, okay, but if it's on the flip side, okay, Lord, I see that you trying me. Okay, I'm still praying hard. Now the Lord said, okay, then I tried you. I'm gonna give it to you.
Is this for me, or is you doing this for you?
That's right. That's what it is.
I want to see. So that's why I put that right there. I had it in the stomach, but that's a trial.
Exactly. Let's get that real quick. I'm gonna give it back to
you. Go ahead,
man. Give me James chapter 4, verse 3, man. Because a lot of times, like what the brothers is asking, you know, we be praying for these things. First of all, you praying to a God that's not the one true God. But then another time, you praying for things that you really don't need. You're not praying in the spirit of this Bible. Read that right quick.
The book of James, chapter 4, verse 3.
Like we always say, that's why we love the scriptures, because anything that we could think of is in the scripture.
In there.
Read this.
Ye ask and receive not.
Let's see why.
Because ye ask amiss.
Because you ask amiss. You're not asking for the right things. Read on up.
That ye may consume it upon your lust.
That you may do what?
Consume it upon your lust.
Because the Most High could bless us with a nice car if he know you're going to use it to go back and forth to class and to go to different spots where we need. He's not going to give you that S550 to flaunt for the congregation, man. He's just not going to do it and flaunt for the word to show what you have, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to ask these things in the spirit of our Lord and Savior, man.
Because
Most High, go ahead.
Because some of them, what they'll do, even if they give them to go to back and forth to class, they'll leave out the streets and just go by the club. You know what I'm saying? So we can hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Lean that way. I'm gonna lean this way. And they want to show off to these other people.
Right.
Then if you want to be like, dang, man, I had a brand new Benz, man, and the engine just fell out. Yeah, Most High took it away from me.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, I don't know what happened. That girl can't put sugar in your tank. Most High sent over there. That's these things, man. Like he said, man, look, something, but just because you praying, like Jeremiah was saying, stay keeping the faith and keep praying. Because then the fact that the minute you get off of what you thinking, or I disbelieve he's gonna give it to me. That's when you start falling for other gods. Then you start looking for other ways to obtain what you ask for. And even though it don't even mean nothing anyway, but you look at, Most High said, I can do all that. Yeah, I can take you right now and make you president if I want to. But what for? I'm going to destroy that country anyway. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to where we was at.
Verse 15. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a-whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods. And one called thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a-whoring after their gods.
See, and that's one reason he was telling us we can't be marrying these other nations, because it's always that. And I don't care what y'all can get mad all you want. I don't care if you married to the mother nations, they gonna stop you from moving in this truth.
Go get it.
They gonna stop you.
Yeah, Deuteronomy
73.
Yep, 73.
Because the thing about it, no matter the Most High know. That's like the other woman who she married an Egyptian. And what her kid come and do? He cursed him. He went and cursing at him, disrespecting all the elders. Like, man, kill that little Negro. Yeah, who do you think he is, man? We got customs over here.
Read that up.
Deuteronomy 7, verse 3. Neither shall thy make marriages with them.
It said, don't make marriages with them, man. Read.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Don't give your daughter to his son. Read.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
I don't care how good the little girl look for your son. Don't give it to vice versa. Your son or your daughter, neither one of them should go to neither one to know the nation. Go ahead, y'all.
For they will turn away thy son.
Hold up. For they what?
For they will.
For they will.
He know they will. It ain't no if and buts about it. They will. I don't give a damn what you got. I know she's a good white girl. I know she ain't.
Said for they will.
They finna take that baby and they want that baby doing Christmas. They want that baby to get some goddamn Easter eggs or whatever. Chocolate bunnies, big birthday parties. What else they do? They want to take the baby to see fireworks. They want to take the baby to do what else they got running around here? President's Day, Columbus Day, all this crap that go against us.
They got a little parade going on today right now. St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, got him right now. Here, put the baby in the green diaper so he don't get pinched.
You come on by there. You come on front of the camp. We'll pinch him with them scriptures.
No doubt. Gonna tear that by the time we finish, he's gonna have them purple draws on.
Like I always say, Becky's cool, but shoot, you take that black image of Christ to Becky's parents and see how they cool about it.
No doubt. And that's like, man, that's the same way when the Bible tells us it's gonna be a race war jumping off. And if you over with any other, and he said everybody gonna go to their own people. You think you're gonna go over with Becky and chill with them? Because Becky got a whole lot of clans in that goddamn family. Guess the first thing they're gonna do what they doing over there. And you is not gonna bring Becky over with a whole lot of Negroes having a war with them. Kill her first. Kill Junebug over there first. That's how it's gonna go down. It ain't gonna be none of that. But the most I said, what they say, they no matter what.
For they will.
Go ahead.
Turn away thy son from following me.
Yes. Now let's go back over there to 16 and finish that up. And go to finish that up. Exodus 34 and 16. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a-whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a-whoring after their gods. The sons, it don't matter whichever, however reverse it. The girl with a white, with the other nation, and the man with the other nation. It don't matter. Whatever way it's gonna go. That side of the heathen's gonna take them away and serve other gods. No matter what. No matter, it don't say they might, it says they will. Ask Solomon, a king with everything. A personal talk to God. I mean, I talked to him. And then turn his back. Why? Because another nation made me go after another. And because he said it way before Solomon was in there. They're going to. Period. If no if and buts about it, they're going to. I guess Solomon, as smart as he was, all wisdom, he didn't understand that. He must have thought, let me try to see if I can get away with it. No, he didn't. They lost the whole kingdom because of a whole kingdom because of whoring after other gods. A whole kingdom. Gone. I'm the wisest man in all of the world. How could I lose a whole kingdom? Horn.
How could a man lose their family? Horn. How could a woman lose their family? Horn. That thing is a serious thing. You know what I mean? The Bible don't make mistakes.
A lot of suicides are caused because
horn.
Horn.
That's right.
Brothers locked up because of whoring. Brothers is getting murdered because of whoring. It's one of the main things that's got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of evil atrocities come from whoring. So what makes you think this? The Most High said, "My name jealous. You think you finna hoe on me?
I kill all you niggas."
So, you don't want him to pimp slap you. He backhand your boy. You might be sitting on Pluto somewhere else. So, and that just before you wake up, and that probably be a light year away. Not a regular year. You gonna wake up a light year. Then he gonna wake up and kill you. But let's go. That's finish us at 17.
Thou shalt make thee no molten god.
None. Not none. We shouldn't be having none. That's just simple and plain as that. Now we shouldn't be bowing down. I know people got things, but people worship some of them things that they got. You know what I'm saying? We Judah. We like lions and everything, but at the same time, we ain't finna bow down to the lion. We ain't finna worship the lion. So I be mad though when I see lions getting whooped on TV. I be mad in the mother.
Yeah, me too.
So I be always going for the lion.
Yeah.
Me too.
Me too, man.
Me too.
I used to get caught up in watching them.
Yeah. You see like, dang, them hyenas don't have
30 hyenas.
Man. So,
2 lines.
that be the only time I be out there with a gun, tearing them hyenas. Bow! And get pick off the hyenas. But let's go to Deuteronomy 32:16. We eating all this meat off this bar. We might have to have a class part 2 on this one. Well, what's the time on it?
It never crossed my mind.
Okay, yeah, we good. Let's knock that out.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abomination provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils.
They sacrifice right now to these devils, these so-called white men, so-called Edomite. They sacrifice to this day on them. Man, like I said, man, you can't even, you can talk about everybody. It don't matter. We can go off on the Japanese. We can go off on them Chinese. We can talk bad about Bruce Lee and they won't say nothing. But if we say, and we don't got to say nothing about, it'd be the regular white people that walking by on a train. We say something to them. What about them? Why didn't you ask about all these other nations? You didn't say nothing about these Indians that just came through here and we went off on him. You didn't say nothing about him.
Because subconsciously, our people know that the white man is the God of this world.
Yeah, the devil.
They know that.
Yes, and he is that.
They know.
And that's what they do. Yeah, and we got to keep it cool with them in order to survive. They trust in oppression. They trust their oppressor more than they trust the Most High. That's why they got a problem. Wait a minute. Hold on, man. You know, I got a good job. I'm doing good. I got a car, an apartment. I'm doing good. You don't disturb that. I like it when they like us. They don't like you.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing that's gonna pull a lot of people out of this truth too. A lot of people cannot accept. They like a lot of people, and I know they wonder in their mind when you make it to the kingdom. They're like, dang, I can't bring my phone with me. What about the internet? What about my car? Dang, I'm about to leave a lot of stuff. Man, look here, if you take your life today, you're gonna leave a lot of stuff, man. Right? You're gonna leave a lot of stuff behind. You're gonna leave your clothes, you're gonna leave your children, you're gonna leave your whatever kind of business you got going on, you're gonna leave all of that when you call. But a lot of people, that pulls a lot of people because people don't want to give up things, man. Our people don't, they'll fight against God to the end, man. They don't, they'll give it, they won't let it go, man.
That's why they say that other stuff. When they say that, and that's even going along with them darn chemists. When they say, man, we don't, man, I trust in science. You saying right off the bat, you trust in the so-called white man because you think everything science came from him. Well, we need to do the DNA. Well, Negro, they make the DNA. If they want to make the Jews, they are the first of all, when they started the DNA, they pull their blood. This the Jewish blood. Because they put it from who they call the Jews.
Exactly, because you know, everybody know, and a lot of times they forget that basic understanding. You know how blood tests work. You get the DNA from the daddy and from the mama, and then you get the DNA from the child. So how can we get the DNA from King Solomon there? You know, when it tells us in Jeremiah that their bones was dispersed. And you know, we know that Esau rules all archaeology, so we couldn't trust them to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a faulty sign.
Basically, what do you trust in the so-called white man to tell you who you are?
Yeah, that's what it goes.
You trust in the white man.
And then when you go into the DNA, it tells you, like when you look at the woman's chromosome, they change. They go. They give you the variety. So when you go and take a DNA test, they tell you, you 17% of this, you 2% of that, you 2%, 3% of that. See, XY chromosome, it will never change. The XX chromosome change. So when they looking at it, they give you that what it is. They looking at your mother's DNA. When they say, well, you got this part in you, you got a little of that in you, or they just lying to you anyway, because they're half of them. You can go to one place to get a DNA, and they go to another, man. You totally opposite from what the other one said. But the Y chromosome don't change. That's the male chromosome. And a lot of times they, like I said, the science can be good in a way, but it can also be abused in a way. And it's abused in a way. Because you can take science and then use it and find out this ain't my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now for real, don't mix. Now science is real. We understand it, but when you use that to go against the Most High, against the scripture, that's where it goes into witchcraft and faulty. You know, we got to understand the Bible is the source. So we stand on the Bible. Because even during the time of Daniel, it tells us that they were children in whom was no blemish, well favored and skillful in wisdom and cunning and knowledge and understanding science.
Exactly.
So we was very smart. We invented most of the stuff that's on the planet today. So, you know, like I said, science is real, but when you use it to go against the Bible, that's where the sin come in at.
Because that's what they do. They use the science because he said the devil's going to be what? He's going to be Antichrist or Satan. He's going to be, I'm trying to be like God. So if he can show you some things that only God can really show you, you start believing he is God. Because when they tell you, why do you think the harp got out? Anybody know? Harp is supposed to be one of the government biggest secrets, right? Big secret. I can change the weather. Think about it. How do you think they just got out? They let it out, which they have no control over the weather. The Most High do. But they want you to think. So when them tornadoes come through or them storms go through, you got people on the internet. The so-called white man did it. Harp did it. No. Most High did it. But they want you to believe that they got that kind of power to change weather. So they let that leak out. Because it's right now, and they keep talking about they got all kinds. They won't even let you in on Area 51, 52, 53. They in 60 now. But you ain't gonna see nothing in there. But you got a whole weather machine. I can change every climate on the planet. Well, sure, he can easily get rid of black folks. All you gotta do is make the world cold. We'll never be outside. They know we don't go out there no more. Negative 17. They be out there having picnics. We ain't going out there. But he has no control. But let's get back. Finish it up.
Verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God. To gods whom they knew not. To new gods that came newly up.
Newly up. Christianity. See, these boys here. These new gods. Islam. The newest religion on the planet. These are new gods. Scientology. Believe that's just a god of the so-called white man. That's an old and a new god. All of these they choose. Just like that movie, man. I'm laughing when I just saw that American God, the old and the new gods. Go ahead.
Whom your fathers feared not.
And them other new gods, Facebook, telephone, all this. The television. That's all new gods. Your father didn't know nothing about no TV. Hey, man, hey, bro, you got a profile on Facebook? Hey, man, be like, what? I got a picture on the stone tablet back there, but no Facebook. These are new gods that people worship now. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee.
And it says, y'all, read that again.
Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee.
Of the source that made you, okay, I'm unmindful of that source. Unmindful of the Most High. Man, it's about everything else. A lot of people don't wake up every day, don't think nothing about the Most High. Israelites too. They like to look the part. You know what I'm saying? I got friends. Yeah, they gonna think I'm holy too. You know what I'm saying? You look at them on Facebook, they'll be, man, they do more sweet talking to these women on Facebook. A woman say anything. All praise the sister, you the queen. You man, that woman just went against the scripture, Negro. God dang it, come on, man. And then the man will say something, somebody just back him up, be like,
man, why are you talking to that sister like that, man?
I'm correcting her just like I'm finna correct you. I got you next. You know what I'm saying? So wait, hold on, let me finish with her scripture. Then I'm finna get you one. Hit you with one. I ain't saying nothing. Those tools we got, but don't worship these tools. Jeremiah, he ride trucks. He drive trucks on the highway all the time. I'm always on the highway. I fix highway. That's all everybody do now. They don't pay attention to the road no more. Then when you pass by me thinking something important, and you literally see the Facebook over there. You see him, like, I can almost read it. This is what he got going on now. Then you get over to your car, you looking for it. Then you wonder why all these wrecks going on. Because these people worshiping their gods while they driving and everything. They worshiping their gods. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons.
He hated them.
And of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be.
He said, I'm going to hide my face from them. I'm going to leave them alone. I'm going to see how y'all make it without me now. I'm that jealous. All right. Let that nigga take care of you then. Let him go get it. Let him go do all the work I've been doing for you. Let him do it then. That's and y'all sitting over there living in a box. Over there, you know, right there on the side of Lamar Street. Scoot over. I can't. That's all the room we got. That's it. You was just living in a mansion. Yeah, that's what Moses said. Okay, I'm gonna turn my favor. You go ahead and let your God do it. Just see if he works. Go ahead.
And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God.
And our Israelite people just don't have no more faith in the Most High no more. We trust everything and everybody but him. We can't trust him for nothing. And that's how we got everything we got. We came up out of Egypt, but we still can't trust him. We just seen a sea split, but we still can't trust him. We just seen a rock crack and all the water come out of it to give us drink, but we still can't trust him.
That forward definition is difficult to deal with. No, our people, some of the most difficult people to deal with, even in the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same spirit that we had back then. It's the same spirit we got today, man. You know, go ahead, Art.
They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
And guess what? When he turned his back on us, or he turned his back on you, you ain't no people no more. You done for us.
Exactly.
You done. I'm there. All right. Since you won't worship me, I'm gonna let your enemy come in. You worship him then. And then some of us hate it. Some of us love it. Some of us love it. Like Mr. Ruckus. I'm in with the right man. They love it. I mean, love it. I can't stand you niggers. That's how they do, man. I'm trying to tell you.
And this also is a prophet, like we say, the scriptures is twofold according to Job 11:6. This also was Moses prophesying about the division of the divide in the kingdom with the northern tribe. You know, because what did they do? They started worshiping other gods, other idols, and so forth. You know, so that's what that's going into. Also, go ahead.
I'm glad you said that because we're gonna hit Jeroboam and we're gonna hit Rehoboam. We're gonna hit where they started at too. And both of us, we ain't got no excuse to talk about no other kingdom be tripping. Well, God dang it, the southern kingdom be tripping just as well. Yeah. I'm gonna show you the southern kingdom actually went a little deeper than the God doing the northern kingdom.
Matter of fact, read that again because it's gonna tell you that. Read verse 21 again, right quick.
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God,
worshiping idols and so forth. Read on.
They have provoked me to anger with their vanity, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
This was Moses prophesying about the northern tribe being cast out as not being a people. Read on.
I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
With a what?
With a foolish nation.
With a foolish nation is going into the southern tribe too. You know, we have been foolish too. You know, just like I was bringing out the northern tribe and the southern tribe, we both fell off, man. Go ahead,
Now we go now. Let's go ahead and get that. Give me 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 26. And we'll get into that. That's cool. I can jump right to that.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 26. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah.
Now, this is it. Now, if any of you new Israelites, ones that been in it, the first thing y'all really need to go ahead and start studying on now is Deuteronomy 28, of course, but also the split between the kingdoms. This is why a lot of Christianites don't understand what's going on in the New Testament, because it was a split. These two nations, this was Judah split with Israel, the other 10 tribes, and then you had the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi in one tribe. I mean, one nation, and the other 10 in the other. Okay. The thing about that is, this split had happened. Jeroboam was running from Solomon. When Solomon died, Jeroboam came running back, thinking he was going to get some tax breaks from the new king, Rehoboam. Rehoboam, instead of consulting with his the elders, did what he said. Rehoboam went ahead and did what his homeboy told him to do, and put the taxes on him, and then that had the northern kingdom in rebellion. So now they came back. And he's saying now, this is what this is talking about. Now, Jeroboam, like, man, hold on. I can't do no work for no. If I get them to go over there, they're gonna continue to do what the southern kingdom's doing, which is going and doing the feast days back in Jerusalem. They'll be starting this thing, you know. The northern kingdom gonna mess around and go back with the southern kingdom. That's what's going on here. And I just want to get y'all there without having to read it. I just want to sum it up. Now read where he's at.
Even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah, and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy God.
See that? So now what he's doing, he's setting up his own gods. He's gonna like, look, he made 2 calves of gold. Say, man, you know how long walk that is every time to go to Jerusalem? Y'all can do it right here. I made it right here. But we're gonna worship different gods, but we're gonna have a ceremony right here. Y'all ain't gotta walk all the way to Jerusalem, man.
Because also keep it in context. Remember, he had kicked all the Levites out. You know, so like I was saying, they was a part of the southern tribe now. So that's why he was making these guys so they wouldn't have to go back to what I was saying.
Setting up his own thing. And and not only that, you had the southern kingdom at this time was still worshiping the Most High. And Jeroboam, like, man, if they go and start going back over there, they're gonna start going back into these law, statutes, and commandments, and these commandments gonna be like, man, we need to be doing what they do. Jeroboam will lose his control. Yeah.
Behold, thy God.
Let's stay where you at. I mean, what chapter?
28.
28. I'm sorry.
12 and 28. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. Man,
and look, he done put them in 2 different places. So, because Dan way up over there, you know, for them, that's even further for them to go all the way back down to Jerusalem. So he put one over here, one over there. He made it convenient for them. So y'all really don't have. So if you're close to Dan, go over there. If you're over this way, come down there. Come to Samaria. You know right there. If you're close around here. But you don't have to go to Jerusalem. That's what he did on that. So that's what he, let's see where I wanted to stop at.
30, I'm at 30 right now.
Nah, that we good on that one. No, go ahead.
Verse 30. And this thing became a sin. For the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made an house of high place and made priests of the lowest of the people.
So he went totally opposite too, y'all understand? Because everybody had to go to Jerusalem. All men had to go to Jerusalem during the feast day. So he done gave them 2 places. I'll make it convenient, boy. You know, like 7-Eleven. He made like 7-Eleven. He just put all he did, what Americans do right now. Put their government systems in it. Make it convenient for you. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Put a 7-Eleven right there. Feed you a whole lot of poison. That's exactly what he doing.
Read that part again up.
And he made an house of high places and made priests of the lowest of the people.
He said he made priests of the lowest of the people. The lowest of the people goes into the people that they don't know how to lead. They don't have no knowledge. It's just like picking a person that's unskillful of just like if I'm the supervisor of a job, I get a person come in that's been working 2 days, and I'm gonna tell you now, you take my position and you run it just like I'm gonna just move out the way. He took the lowest of the people to lead the people.
Yeah, because what he did, like Ben and I was saying, he done kicked y'all gotta go, Levi. The ones who made the sacrifices and did who was teaching us the law, y'all gotta go. And now, go ahead, it's gonna tell you.
And made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi.
So he done made, now he kind of making, this is where he making religion now. He done went away from law, statutes, and commandments and making religion. His own religion. Go ahead.
And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah.
And you know what that is? Look, he said on the 8th month. Because what feast is we having on? What month is that we gonna have? 7th month. And then look, he gonna set it up kind of like this, but not quite like that. See, that's what like that same spirit. That's the same spirit that's in the Edomites today, trying to be like God. Want everybody to worship him as God. And boy, I tell you, that's why it's very important to go back and read and study this split. Because a lot of stuff that came out of it, we can kind of tell about how ourselves are and the Northern Kingdom because of the way the split happened and what they're doing at this time. Same thing they doing today.
And the thing is, just like I said, they setting up religion at this time right here. The thing is, who makes a religion like our religion right now to this day? The Muslims. We pray to these. They try to take on our customs. They just they see our stuff right here. Well, I like this out of it. I like that. I like that. But I like this right here, but I'm gonna put it on this month. I like this right here, but that's how they do it.
They pray 3 times a day according to their Bible. We gonna beat them. We gonna pray 5 times a day. Yeah, okay. Dang, they pray to the east. Yeah, we're gonna pray to the east too.
You take that food. I like it.
That's what they do, man.
Picking and choosing, man.
Jump to 14, chapter 14. I mean, verse 14. What was we at? 26.
Yeah, 30. We was on 32.
Yeah. Now go to
12 and 30.
12 and 14, right quick.
14 and 14.
Yeah.
14 and 14.
14 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
First Kings, chapter 14, verse 14. Moreover, the Lord shall raise him up a king over Israel, who shall cut off the house of Jeroboam that day.
Mm-hmm.
But what? Even now.
See, he said he gonna cut him off. So this right there, jealous God. What would you think he gonna do? Pat him on the back? He just came in. Jeroboam sleeping with two goddamn women. So gonna cut him off. Cut him off. That's on Jeroboam. Now let's get to the southern kingdom. Go to verse 21 in chapter 14.
Rehoboam. Verse 14, in chapter 14, verse 21. And Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, reigned in Judah. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city which the Lord did choose out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there.
Mm-hmm.
And his mother's name was Naamah, and Ammonites. And Judah did evil in the sight of the Lord, and they provoked him to jealousy with their sins, which they had committed, above all that their fathers had done.
Mm-hmm.
For they also built them high places, and images, and groves on every high hill, and under every green tree.
Man, hold on. They done did the same thing that the northern kingdom was doing. Man, that just being wicked as hell. Even if somebody leaves you and you still got the goods, why would you go and just our people? We the same way today. The same. This is us. Nowhere in the world. Go ahead.
Verse 24.
Hold on, let me show y'all something. Because you didn't hear this mentioned over there in the northern kingdom. When we got a flamboyant Johnny walking around all the time on TV with the green hair, now they women now. You know, they got the whole 9 now. But go ahead.
And there were also Sodomites in the land, and they did according to all the abominations of the nations which the Lord cast out before the children of Israel.
Oh yeah, they was down there. They was doing some nasty. I'm saying some stinking nasty too, boy. They was doing it. This is our people. This is Southern Kingdom. This is the Southern Kingdom. This is why we see this stuff going on today. It ain't nothing new under the sun, man. And you women gotta quit supporting these goddamn sodomites, man. Because y'all give them the little power that they got. If they just take the support from there, let them be on their own. They're going to. They make it where they want to come back. I'm looking at now. I see some people on Facebook, women that used to be dykes, all of a sudden now, I mean, straight up, boy, go against the tough. And that's the most high, man. Yeah. Because that boy, I mean, when you look at them, boy, you look at that picture, you be like, hey, I mean, she look like me. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at her now, she look like, God dang it. That's the same girl. Yeah, that's the most high, man.
I knew 2 sisters, man, and when I grew up, and they were both gay, you know what I'm saying? And out of the blue, the one hit me in my inbox. She was like, I've been seeing you. She said, I'll praise the shalom, brother. I like shalom. And I started talking to her again, going back and forth. She was like, yeah, well, I'm out of that. And I was like, man, that's the most high, boy. That just show you how strong he is, man. I'm talking about they were at 16 and 15. They were already in that sodomite mess, man.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into a couple of these guys right quick. Let's go to Judges 2 and 12. What time we got?
Hour 32.
Okay.
The book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 12. And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods.
They did what now? Read that again.
And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods.
They forsook the land, they forsook our Lord and followed other gods. The same one that brought it out. Now they done ran and did all this. They done, let's see who they ran to.
Of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them.
Hold on, that was round about them. You remember when we were going out of the land of Canaanite, he told us to get rid of them, get all them out of there. We didn't do it. So guess what? We took on them gods. We took on them gods. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's name? Just, hey, we ain't doing nothing. Well, she don't need to be living here. You gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm just in the room back over. No. You get your butt up out there. How? Because you know, sooner or later, I look up, get what? You're gonna be up. He gonna be all in your room, and I'll have to kill both of y'all. So it's best you leave the house. And here they are, right here, doing this. Boy, I tell you, man, Most High is not playing. Go ahead.
And bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger.
He what?
And provoked the Lord to anger.
Now you think he ain't mad? He don't like us playing with these other gods, man. Period.
Every scripture you done brought out, man, about this.
He is mad. So
mad
what y'all think he's mad about? You think he's finna let Christianites just how they feel they believe in what they believe? Nuh-uh. No. We'll bring that out too, because he's going up in them churches. I can promise you that. But you better be careful. I ain't 144, because I ain't got to go far. I just want to go right to Keys Boulevard, right there. And with my sword. And go clean house. If that's what they got me to do.
If I was 144, just give me overtime. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Good old tea.
And that I'm telling y'all think it ain't no game, man. He is not joking. Through this whole Bible, that's all he keeps saying. Y'all got me mad. He ain't get mad. It's a lot of stuff he get mad about. He got a 613 laws. But one of them he is not playing with. He is not playing with y'all. We mess with these other gods, man. He is not playing. That's my whole point of this class, man. For real. And I'm stressing it. I'm gonna keep stressing because he ain't playing with going to these other gods, man. That's one thing I was reading. I'm like, boy, he just said, man, they said he is not. Every scripture. Getting God mad every time. It ain't like he even think about it. He just mad automatic. Yeah, no, I'm mad. No, I'm mad. I'm mad. Cat's done murdered other brothers, but he ain't mad like provoked him to anger. Now you're gonna get in trouble, but when you mess with these other gods, he gets mad.
Because this really the key of why they'll be doing it. Mm-hmm. When you go into other guys, when then you believe in like Christian, they say, "Oh, I can kill, I can do this, I can keep on doing this, and all. I'm saved because I believe. Oh, because I got a Jesus piece on. Because I got this, you know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Covered by the blood.
Yeah, man, for real. This like the head honcho, you know what I'm saying? Of what's going on? Why people do go into all these other things, man. Because they believe in these other guys, man.
Let's go to 13. Let's get a couple of these names of these other guys.
And they forsook the Lord and served Baal and Asherah.
Asherah. Boy, that is Baal and Asherah. There's both of them fertility god. Better yet, I had some little notes on her. And the Asherah too. That's the feminine side of Asherah, which is a belligerent god. The belligerent Baal, a god of storm, god of war. This the Babylonian god. And the Asherah was, in fact, according to their religion, Baal was the one who enticed this god to go build another palace in the name of him. Baal is the ultimate god. Then Asherah was one of the surrounding gods. It's like Greek mythology. All of them got their little old thing. Sometimes you gotta. I know I hate. Actually, I don't hate. I like looking into what the other gods. Sometimes you got to do that in order to see what these people was thinking. You got to go and look up what gods they was worshiping. Then you see how stupid they dang on God were. That they had no power at all. But you got to go do it sometime when you study. You got to go look up what. Dang, look at these gods they worship.
All that was just those same gods passed down.
Changing the name.
That's it.
In fact, Baal is the same name. When you see Balaam, Balaam is like this is the god, but then the other names are Bel, Baal, or different ways of worshiping that same God. You know, like they just like like Muslims always say, that's the God, that's the same Muslim God in that Bible, the same one as it. No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
And the prime example of that is Easter. That's what
we finna get to that. We damn sure finna hit that one. Because in fact, better yet, let's go and get that one. Let's go to Acts 12:4. Because I want to show y'all something. I'm not gonna say I believe. I wasn't at the Council of Nicaea. Yeah. But I know Constantine had instituted, in order to get it across to the people, he had instituted some pagan rituals into Christianity. And Easter, which is Ishtar, which is a fertility god. That's why you got eggs and one rabbit laying eggs all over the goddamn place. That's why they have the Easter egg hunts. That's supposed to be a rabbit infertility that drop, that's haven't been fertile. Well, we know rabbits don't lay eggs. But at the same time, we take on any gods. And like I said, y'all got to go watch that movie, American God. You got to see there's a series going on. And they see one of the gods tell her, he goes right to her and he say, look, yeah, everybody come and everybody worship you on your day, you know, but at the same time, they not really worshiping you. They worshiping you only because, and they got like 40 Jesuses running around. You know, he got some black ones, some white ones, you know. And they say they worship you because of him. And they said on that day, they don't really worship you, they worship. She was talking to you like, boy, her whole face dropped. Like, dang, get out of my house. Because she had realized you have to trick them in order for them to worship you. You don't even let them know who you really are. And she was getting mad at the dude for telling her that, at the other God for telling her that. And so this is the same thing that's going on today. America's worshiping, and they got our people fooled worshiping pagan gods because of the lie. Oh yeah, it's just for Easter. It's for the kids. Why are you sacrificing your kids to other gods?
They ain't trimming their ways.
Trimming their ways. Trimming. Go ahead.
The book of Acts, chapter 12, verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions.
Centurions. Oh no. Salakia, go ahead.
And delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth
after what?
Intending after Easter.
See, that's what they it's 29 words Passover in the Bible. 29 throughout the Bible. Now I'm without counting the Apocrypha, just in the Bible. In the other 66 books. One Easter. Never been called nowhere in none of the history has it ever been called Easter. But they throw it in right there. And that's why I say you can do the research, but according to the proof, in fact, when you look up some other sources, tell you they throw it in.
And you could tell, matter of fact, read verse 3.
That's why I say jump up to verse 3.
Verse 3. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Then were the days of what?
Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Now get Luke chapter 22, verse 1. Hold your precept real quick.
The book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 1. Now, the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover.
Which is called the what?
Which is called the Passover.
Let you know that they are synonymous. So what it's talking about in Acts was Peter was keeping the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
So how when you jump down to verse 4, it say Easter right there, like Ak is bragging out.
Mm-hmm.
They're still talking about the Passover.
And this is one of the gods that we began serving, not just this time, but they was worshiping them. But they threw it in here now as a snare. It's like the snares. They got snares. They got traps for you.
They do.
I know that gold look good, but it's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back. Let's go to 1 Samuel 7:3.
First Samuel, chapter 7, verse 3. And Samuel spake unto all the house of Israel, saying, if ye do return unto the Lord with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods and Asherah from among you, and prepare your hearts unto the Lord, and serve him only, and he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines.
Man, we get out of those strange gods. Quit worshiping gold, oils, and drugs. Quit worshiping all this money. Quit worshiping Facebook and any other social media. Quit doing it. I ain't saying don't stop using it, but don't make it something that I got to be doing 24/7. I got hey, it's all about Facebook. I need some likes. You post something, post it and go on about your business. You ain't got to be checking to see. That number getting up there. Man, let me add something. Yeah, all that old type stuff. No. Go on about your business. You want to get the message out? Post the message and go. Post the message and go.
I mean, because in reality, the Most High allowed us to have these things to really push this truth.
Exactly.
You know, so we can reach brothers and sisters that's on the other side of the world, man. Because we can't physically talk to them unless we're on the phone. But Facebook and all these social media outlets is a way to push this truth further than we could ever go. You know what I'm saying?
That's
we might not exactly. We might not get out of the United States, Lord will. We do maybe one day. You know what I'm saying? But until then, we have these different types of social medias to use.
And also, you got to look at it like this. Sometimes people is worshiping those different idols, and they not knowing that they even worshiping the idol. Yeah. Like when people first get up in the morning, the first thing you grab, you don't want to give the Lord His praise. You don't want to thank the Lord for letting you get up. You go grab your phone. You ain't even brush your teeth. You just go grab your phone.
That'd be the first thing. Look on that nightstand, that mug lit up. They gonna check that song.
You got to kind of watch out some of the things that you do in your everyday walk, man. See, I mean, you got to I say all the time, man. You got to be examining yourself all the time, man. That's something you got to always do, man. Examine yourself and make sure. No, man, I grab my phone all this week. Man, I gotta stop doing that, man. I'm gonna have to change some things up, man. You know, see what you doing, man. If that's something you doing, hey, change some of them things, man. But if you grab your phone and you got to get some Bible verses out of here, the first thing, it's something different, man.
Exactly. I like that what Ox said, man, because sometimes I done feel victim to that. You know, we all probably have one way or another done feel victim to that, man. So we got to always keep that in mind too, man. I like that, man. You know, you want to give the Most High your prayers first before you reach for your phone, man. You know what I'm saying? Thanking the Most High for waking you up even that day, putting breath in you. Go ahead,
Let's go to see what some other gods that we were serving. Go to Judges chapter 10, verse 6.
The book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 6. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam and Asherah.
We already know about them.
And the gods of Syria.
And the gods of Syria was another form of Baal that they had worshipped at that time. The Babylonian god. Go ahead.
And the gods of Zidon.
Zidon also had the same Baal, but in a different way also. They was all worshiping Baal, but they had their own way of worshiping Baal. Go ahead.
And these are all African nations.
Yeah, all them African nations. You're right. You're right about that.
And the gods of Moab, and the gods of the children of Ammon.
Hold on a second. When you talking about that Syrian god, let me get some out. They had a Hadad, which is a storm god. They had an Asherah and Baal, which is the head god. And then even Zidon had a Baal. Them and Phoenicia had the same. They worship in the same way as a Baal god, different from the other ones, but still the same so-called god. And you said the Moab,
and the gods of Zidon, and the gods of Moab,
and Moab, which Shemos. I remember I bought that book. I was telling them about that. I took that money right back to the thing too. But when I found out this ain't the Hebrew, this is Babylon. But Shemos, which is the Moabite god, he was called a destroyer of Sedur, or the fish god. And that's just 11:24. But go ahead.
And the gods of the children of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines.
Same Baals, and they had a variety of different other ones. Go ahead.
And forsook the Lord and served not him.
And these are other gods we started going after everywhere. So what makes you think just because we're in America, all of a sudden we done found the right God? No, we done found Christianity, the totally opposite of God of the Bible. That's why they go against the Bible, reading out the Bible. Oh no, they don't need that part right there. We don't need that part. All you need is the Paul's books. That's it. How? And then be looking at us like we saying something crazy when we reading out the Bible. Now, like, why would you even have the rest of all this when all you need is 15 books, 80 books? You just need 15. Come on, man. It's not even the same God. Let's go to 2 Kings.
I read verse 7 right quick. We can go to 7.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel.
Read that again.
And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel.
You notice on every one of them, he get madder and madder. You know what I'm saying?
He put it at
well, he got anger, and he wasn't like that. He just telling you, I'm hot. Boy, imagine. Boy, he said he the Most High dark. You know what I'm saying? He said that if he burnt in the furnace, he looked like his son. That means he dark. So there he is, hot as a firecracker.
And then you can even tell, guess what, using the same language that we use today.
Man, I said that earlier, man.
No other nation of people say I'm hot. That brother got me hotter than a foresight. Saying the same thing, man. We got to learn to start seeing ourselves in the scriptures. Forget what Christianity say, because we heard a pastor saying that in a debate a couple of weeks ago. They want to put themselves in the Bible. Negro, we are the people of the Bible, man.
No doubt.
You know, how can you not put yourself in this book, man? It's crazy, man.
Matter of fact, I brought that out. Matter of fact, let's go get there right quick. Ecclesiastes 4:16, right quick, man. Because he said, man, we want to put ourselves in the scripture. We supposed to. These people ain't gone nowhere just because we read this Bible. Read it up.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 16. There is no end of all the people.
Man, so these people, they just people we read about and they gone away.
There is no end of all the people.
Man, the Bible clearly said there is no end of all the people. So these same people that we read, they right here, man.
Yeah.
When you reading about the Philistines, guess what? You might not know who the Philistines is, but guess what? They here.
They are.
You might Canaanites, they here. The Israelites, they here. Moab, they here. Ammonites, they here. All these people in the Bible, they are here, man. He said it ain't no end of these people.
Yeah, they don't like to put themselves in the Bible because they don't want to face the facts of who they are when they find out who they are. But then that's funny because they take the Bible and put it in their life. It's on their that's why the pastor gonna tell you. He give you a scripture at the beginning of the church, and then he gonna go talk about everything he did since 1964. And I was just like Job when I did this. No, you wasn't. Job kept the laws. You didn't keep no laws. Let's go to Proverbs 3:31.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
and choose none of his ways.
Man, leave that man alone. Leave everything, all your oppressor out. It's our enemy. Why in the world would I want to do what my enemy do? Unless I want the same kind of power my enemy got. That means I don't really want to get rid of him. I just want to be like him. Makes no sense. None. Let's go to Colossians 2:20. Let me try to get a little bit down the line right quick. Time out.
That would be fine.
Okay.
The book of Colossians chapter 2 and verse 20. Wherefore, if ye be dead with Christ from the rudiments of the world, why, as though living in the world, are ye subject to ordinances?
Man, if you dead with Christ, man, you should be dead from all this stuff that's going on in the world. If you claim to be of your house, you should be dead against these rudiments of this world. You should be, hey, I ain't following none of that. I ain't following the order of these people, man. I'm not gonna do it. Better yet, and on that one, but I'm gonna go because I'm gonna bring the other ones out. We're gonna go to I'm gonna close this class out with Exodus 20 and verse 2. Yeah, I just want to find a closing there.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Man, y'all know what that was. What is that? Somebody raise their hand. Just gotta give me an answer. What is that?
Jealousy.
No. Where'd that come from? It came from the Most High. We know that. But where did it come from? What is he speaking? What happened? This is the 10 Commandments. This is the first commandment. The first one. That's why he pissed. He's like, man, imagine I give you a list. Don't do this.
Don't do that.
And then when he look at the list, man, y'all ain't even y'all ain't even got to part. Y'all ain't got the 2. Y'all did the first thing on the list. And when it gets what I said, the first thing, that's one reason he be angry at man, and went to the point where he got hot. I'm hot. People die when people get hot. They do. And brothers get hot at the club, you know it's time to go. Nigga looked at that nigga. Ooh, girl, come on, girl, come on. Let's go. They finna, all right, man, I done been in that situation. Heard a dude tell the one dude, man, that nigga is right there, I'm gonna get it. My homeboy don't believe it. Man, that nigga just run in, man. Man, look like Beirut. 3 minutes later, man, we can't leave now because it's shots. We can see the shots going across us. Because he didn't want to leave. Nah, he hot. This man got hot. That's when the Most High get hot. And on that note, I'm going to have to close it down. And we're going to do a part 2 on that one. Let me mark that down where I ended too.
I want to touch on this too because we coming into the Passover. All your leaven has to be out of the house by Monday. Get all the leaven out of your house because that is symbolic. We have to probably touch on the class too Wednesday with this because that is symbolic for sin. You know, so we starting a new year. We having the Passover. The Most High don't want us to go into the Passover with no sin. So, you want to get all the leaven out your house. You want to Google those things, brothers and sisters. Google what things have leaven in, like bread, pastries, different type of cakes and so forth. Leaven is yeast. So you want to get all the yeast out your house. Look on some alcohol, some liquors have yeast. So you have to do a diligent search, brothers and sisters.
And also, during this time, you got to keep in the mindset, brothers and sisters, they're going back and forth to work. Try to get a mindset of, look, you know, you used to going to lunch and stuff during your breaks and stuff like that. Have a mindset to think, oh, I'm on the Passover. You know, I can't, because everybody's not fortunate enough to be off all the days off for Passover. So the ones that's got to go back and forth to captivity, we got to know that, hey, but maybe bring something from home, or don't go certain places because you know that if I go there, I'm gonna eat some left. So keep those things in mind in your mindset too.
And be sure, like we said, you can use different things. You can eat tortillas for I know brothers and sisters that like breakfast. And like we said, we'll probably cover this Wednesday for a class to kind of get more in detail in it. But get all the leaven out your house by Monday. No leaven that whole week. Hold off for a week. Then you go back to your cupcakes and cinnamon rolls or whatever brothers and sisters eat, man.
And 9 times out of 10, you know, us being in the Passover, been doing it for a few years now. After you come out of Passover 9 times out of 10, you don't really want to live in no way. It take you a while to really get back in the mindset to even eating some more live. So,
it took me like a week to go buy another loaf of bread, and I realized I didn't eat no bread anyway. Sandwich meat was good, just but I with nothing.
Roll that meat up.
Yeah, boy, you roll up the cheese, boy. Yeah, boy. Hey, and like I said, like you said, watch us on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page. And we got numbers on the bottom. You get in contact with us. We welcome all questions, man. Like I said, there's things we go through too. Leaders of school, if you see the videos, hey, you thinking we came up with some information wrong or whatever, come call us. Let us sit down and talk about it. We want to be Israel. We ain't trying to be different than everybody. We trying to be one nation.
We ain't above correction.
No, and we not above correction at all. So
hold on, let me shout out to brothers and sisters that's been putting in on the GoFundMe page, man. All praise to you, brothers and sisters that's been helping out with this truth, man. The money is not going to waste. You know what I'm saying? So all praise. Go ahead,
all praises. And like I said before, when we end the class, we end it with a law. You got one.
You just gave one.
Yeah, you did.
Read it again.
Which one?
Exodus 22.
That
was my lesson.
Well, no, I got one. Give me Exodus.
I got another one. I got a law wrote down there.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Well, bring it out.
Bring it out, man.
Exodus 23:1, man.
I said the same. I said we're gonna end on them.
Oh, that's what you said? Don't end my class.
Just trying to get back at it. The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report.
Quit lying.
Thou shalt not raise a false report, but not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
Yeah, that's all I need on that. Quit. Don't lie on somebody to get them in trouble, and don't go with somebody and lie for them to get somebody else in trouble. That's what that's talking about. And I wanted that law. We gotta these laws, man. We gotta hit these laws. Because some of us be out there lying, be on Facebook lying with them. Yeah, I know. No, you don't even know who that brother is, man. You just be seeing that post. You think you know. And on that note, we say shalom.
Shalom.